So, starting a tradition of Thursday reviews of something fun and interesting and beautiful, I thought I'd present to you this game, Sagrada, which I picked up over Christmas. It's a lovely, lovely game. So I've got the Polish version. I live in Poland, so that's all that was really available to me. I downloaded the instructions in English, and once you know how it's played, there's very, very little words that you need to take care of. It's really nice because you can play with 1 to 4 players. I really like playing it alone, actually. I have played it with my wife, and we've had a great amount of fun playing together. Plays a little bit differently. You're kind of playing against the other player, whereas here you're playing to score the highest number of points rather than trying to destroy your opponent's setup. So it's a little bit like a puzzle, I guess, and it's played with these lovely dice. These multicolored dice. Let me just get those a little bit closer to the camera there. Look how cool that looks. There we go. There is a theme. The story is that you're a stained glass window maker for the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, and you need to build a stained glass window. There are different colors of these. It really doesn't matter what color you pick. It's just like different players will get a different color, and then you will also pick a card to fill. And these pips at the bottom here, they show you the difficulty. And I'm really quite bad at this. Oh, here we go. 4 points. That's even better. Here we go. 3 point. I'm really quite bad in fact, I'm not even going to play all the way through. I just want you to see how beautiful the game is. I'm not going to play through because I don't think it'll be particularly interesting for you to see me doing that. But I will explain how it's done so that you can decide for yourself if it's something for you. So the first thing that you do is that you pick 1, 2, 3. There you go. You pick 3 tools. So yeah, they're written in Polish, but I'll explain to you what they say in a moment. The next thing that you do is that you pick 2 ways of winning. Here we go. So it looks like it's going to be diagonal lines of the same color. So if I can get, let's say all reds here, plus a red over here, then I'll be able to add up the pips on all of these plus this one. Anything that's of the same color that is diagonal with something else of that same color, I can add up those pips at the end to give me points. What else? This shows me that 5s and 6s will give me 2 points each. Okay, and over here, these are tools, so they are things that I can use to help me along. There is one more thing that I need to do. I need to draw which color I'm going to mostly be trying to collect. So I'm going to try to collect blues. Anytime that I get a blue die, so for example here, I have to put a blue die because there's a blue color here. But if I can put a blue die in any of these places that are not assigned to a different color, then I'll be able to add those pips at the end as well. What am I going to be playing against? How many pips am I going to need to win? I'm going to be rolling 4 die every turn. I'll be using 2 of those dice, and the remaining 2 will go on this track. So I'll add up the total that are on the track at the end, and if I've got more points than I've added on the track, then I win. It's happened to me once so far. So that's the difficulty. I've not played with the 3 points yet. You can see on the back, look how beautiful this is. Look how much attention has been paid to making this as beautiful as they could possibly make it. It's really, really, really lovely. And there's this there's a thumb hole here so that you can easily take these cards out. So yeah. So I've not played with as low as 3 yet. I've been a little bit greedy so far, and I've tried to go with like 5 or 6. So yeah, maybe maybe I'll manage with this one. So what do these tools give me? Well, I don't always have to put 2 the two remaining dice here. I can actually use one of those dice to buy one of these tools. So I'd have to if I get a red die, I'd be able to place it here, so it wouldn't go over here, and that would allow me to take a die of any number and place it in an illegal square. So for example here, I should only be able to put a 5. But let's say I've placed a 3 here, or a 3 here, and I want to move it. I would be able to move it here if I'm using this tool. This one over here, if I use a yellow die, it will allow me to take 2 dice from the dice that I've already placed and put them somewhere else, but it would have to be a legal move. So I would only be able to put a 5 here, I'd only be able to put a green here, and so on, right? And this one over here means that I can take, out of the dice that I've rolled, I can just flip one die to its opposite side. All right, I'll give you a quick example of how this is played. So don't need those anymore. I will draw 4 dice. Oh, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and here we go. So we've got a blue, a red, a purple, and a green. So the first thing is that you have to place your first die along an edge. All right, the very first die of your solo game, you have to play along an edge. So let's see what I could do. You see this purple die, I'd love to place it here, but I can't because there's a 4 here, and one of the rules is that you can't place 2 dice of the same color or of the same number of pips, of the same value. You can't place them adjacent orthogonally. Okay, diagonally, no problem, but orthogonally, 2 dice cannot touch if they are the same color or the same number. The last rule, I think, I think that I haven't mentioned yet, is that every time you place a die, it has to touch another die that you have already placed. All right, except for the first one, which of course you have to place on an edge. It has to be adjacent, and in this case, diagonally does count. So if I've got a die here, I can place one here, even if there's no die. If there's no die on these spots. All right. So let's see. What could I possibly do? Again, I can't use this red 5. I can't use it to place it here because here's going to be a number 5 and I can't have 2 5s adjacent. I can't place it here because it's red and there's going to be a red die here and I can't have 2 reds adjacent. So that's no good. I don't really want to go for these low numbers because I'd rather put the low numbers on the track over here. I'd rather use the higher numbers on the board. So what could I do? What could I do? I'm just going to place this quite randomly, I think. I'm going to put it over here. That's 1 and 2. There we go. And then these 2 will go over here. Right. Let's play again. That's 4 dice. And no, that's 5 dice. Draw again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 dice? Yes, that's 4 dice. Got a blue, green, red, yellow. And all right, that's looking quite good, I guess. I can use that blue 4 over here, and that's going to mean that I'm going to have to send one of these 5s over here. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend this green to turn a 5 upside down. I'm going to put this one upside down. I'm going to place it over here. So there's only 2 pips that go over here. And then I'll place this one as my second die to be placed. You get the general idea. I'll speed the video up now, and I will, I'll slow it down at the end so that I can give you my final thoughts. So there we go. That is everything that I'm going to do. I made some very stupid mistakes, like for example leaving the putting a yellow 4 here when I knew that I was going to have to put a 4 over here. That was very stupid. By the way, if you ever notice that you have made an illegal move, you have to just remove the die that is placed in the wrong place. And get rid of it, which can actually cause some problems later on. Okay, so again, now I will speed the video up while I count how many pips I've got over here. I've got quite a few, as you can see, and then I will also count how many points I've scored using the scoring up over here. So I have 51 points, and I will count that on the other side of this over here. There's a little tracking token. You see these little tracking tokens, they come with the game, and they're of different colors, of course. I've been using the red board, so I'll use the red tracking. This of course doesn't matter if you're playing solo. So the way you track is that you use this side of the tracking token all the way up to 50, and I actually got up to 51, so I turn it over to the 50 side and start again. So 51 is my number to beat. I will speed up the video again and I will calculate my points. 9, and then we've got 59, 64, 70, 74. So I got 74 points. It looks like I won. Turns out this 3 pip difficulty is about right for me. I really enjoy it. I find it a really relaxing game. It's very quick to set up. It takes all of a minute and a half to set up. That's including opening the box and picking the cards you need, and you can just get straight into it. It normally takes me, I don't know, if I'm really taking my time over it, if I'm really trying to make the right choices and double checking every move, it can take me about 12-15 minutes if I'm really into it and really trying to push. But I really enjoy it. I kind of get lost in the puzzle, and it's just so nice playing with these lovely colourful dice. They really are very nice to pick up and to play with. You just get a handful of rainbow, you know, every time you put your hand in that bag. And as I say, the attention to detail to every single element in this game. When you're playing with 2 players, you're using these to track your points as well as you go along. and you to actually using these to pay for the for the tools, because of course you're using up all the dice. And anyway, so as I say, a really nice gaming experience. If you like Sudoku, that kind of thing, it's just perfect. So there we go. That's my review of Sagrada. I hope you liked it, and I hope you're inspired to maybe look into it yourself. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I've got 330 subscribers already. I'm so excited, and obviously I need 1,000 subscribers, so we're a third of the way there. Thank you so much, those of you who've subscribed already, and yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye.